Hey, pick 'em pie, big gun Brian Petrie, giving out the lot. One is mortal, you know it won't miss. Gonna take a shot, dog lot, that's the underdog. Yeah, they in the hunt. Send them home, that's KO or submission. Yeah, somebody done. Slime ball, yeah, that's the parlay. We gon' make it known. Pick 'em pie from MMA takes. Yeah, let's get it going.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Your boy's back, and I'm a little sick. Don't know if it's from the kids, from being visiting the hospital for a week, but your boy's got a little head cold. Let's move past it. I wasn't sick one goddamn time over the summer, so I'm assuming it's my little snotty-nosed kids getting your boy sick, but we're going to move past it. I can't wait to do this show. What's up with the what's up, babe? I'm back. I missed last week. We'll get into that. If you don't like any of the mushy-gushy stuff, you just want to get those pics. Fast forward like 15 minutes, maybe? I don't know. I should do timestamps or whatever on YouTube that everyone's asking me to do, and I haven't done it yet. I know I should do it. But fast forward about 15 minutes or so if you just want to get to those pics. We're getting to those pics. But I do got to get some laundry cleaned up here at the top of the show. First and foremost, thank you from the bottom of my heart, bottom of my family's heart, for all the well wishes you gave my mother. I made a post about canceling the show last week because my mother was in the hospital. She's been going through a lot these past 18 months. And the whole family, really, but her, more importantly, just an absolute fucking stud. Strongest person I've ever met in my life, without question. And we had a little hiccup, and we had to go in the hospital. She was in there for a week. But the well wishes, I read them to her in the hospital. I read them all the comments you guys said. I obviously didn't get back to anybody, but I did kind of send out a broad thank you for everyone. This is also me saying thank you. I mean, it means the world to me. It truly, truly does. A kid doing a podcast, not a kid, I'm a grown man, 37 years old. Boop, what's up? A dude doing a podcast about MMA, something that he loves, that he does for free, and having people watch and listen and enjoy the show is just, I mean, that's a dream come true. It's unbelievable. And it motivates me to see all those great people that reached out and was like, yo, we got you. Your mom is going through some stuff and whatever. We'll get to that. Secondly, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to you guys. I know you're probably like, wait, why was he apologizing? Listen, obviously the show last week, canceling the show, whatever. But I feel like I'm getting new listeners and new watchers. And I feel like for the past 18 months, it's always something with this fucking guy, huh? You watch a show, you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and you try to get away from, everyone's got stuff in their life. Everyone's got, and then this guy, me, I got all this shit going on. The past 18 months, it's like a little fucking sob story. I feel so bad for you guys that follow me. It's like, oh, here we go with another thing with this fucking guy, right? You ever see What We Do in the Shadows? It's a great show about vampires. There's one vampire, Colin Robinson, who's an energy vampire. He doesn't drink your blood. He drains you by boring you. That's my stepdad. My stepdad is an energy vampire. I feel like I've been an emotional vampire, which is Colin Robinson's girlfriend on the show, who drains people by all these horrible things that are happening to her. I feel like I'm emotionally vampiring you guys, and I apologize. I had two choices when I started this show. It was to keep it buckled up. Don't talk about my home life. Don't talk about my wife. Nothing going on. Blank face, talk bets, talk gambling. When this thing goes off, go collapse on the ground because you're going through some shit or whatever. I had that option, or I had the option to be open. Everything's free for all, and that's the way I live my life. I live my life with my heart's on my sleeve. I'm open. I'm honest. I tell everybody everything. TMI, too much information, has never applied to me. So I do apologize for flooding your timelines with all this sappy shit, but we've had a rough go for 18 months, my family and I, from my father-in-law to my grandfather to my stepdad getting put in the hospital for 2 weeks and getting fucking delirium. We thought he was going to go into the fucking loony bin. Mother getting diagnosed with cancer. Her brother dying in December. And then fucking my sister dying in April. What are we doing here? That's a lot to handle. And now my mother's still battling what she's going through. So I know they say like, oh, if you're a religious person, which I am not, but they say, oh, God, tough's the strongest or challenge is the strongest. And, all this is going to, make you stronger. We're strong. Okay. Enough of this shit, right? We're strong. Okay. Let's get a win here, right? Let's get the family a win. You know what I mean? it's just it's it's the anger and everything is seeping through. I'm trying to work through that myself. That's something that we won't project on the podcast, maybe, unless I lose a bet here or whatever, and then maybe I'll get a little hot on the collar. Speaking of my mother, my beautiful mother, real quick, because I got some other things I want to talk about. I know you guys want to get to the fights. My mother had lung cancer, got diagnosed with a tumor in her lung. She had very small cell lung cancer, very common lung cancer that happens when people who used to smoke. She hasn't smoked in 20 years, but she did smoke. Got a tumor, hit radiation in November, end of January, radiation and chemo, I should say. All the cells have died. They look fantastic, whatever. She beat it. She's in remission. She has to do like an infusion drop to get her cells or her body back to normal. While she was doing that, her legs were in not great shape. She's had weak legs for a while. She's had some leg problems, and then obviously the cancer. And on top of that, so we were doing PT. I was taking her to PT 2 times a week. She was fucking killing it. I was so proud of her because that's the last thing she wants to do. And she gets routine scans to follow up to see how everything's doing in her body. She got a scan on a Sunday. They called on Monday and said that they think they see another mass on the bottom part of the lung. Same lung, bottom part of the lung, which we're like, fuck. Because that means more chemo, more radiation. That's not what we wanted. I'm a little high here. So then she has a team of doctors, essentially, oncologists, pulmonary doctors, et cetera, et cetera. And they went and looked at it, and they said, you know what? We see a lot of fluid around the lung. We're considering this. We're labeling this pleural effusion, I think is what it's called, which is fluid around the sacs and then the lining of lungs, not in the lungs. That's like pneumonia and other different types. It's around the lung, and it's pushing on her lungs or lung, which is causing this shadowy effect on the scan, which is what the radiologist read as a mass, but really it was a partial collapsed lung. So they admitted her to the hospital. She had a stroke many years ago. I mean, the woman's been through it, so she's on some different kind of medicine. So they had to wait a few days to get her off the medicine because she was, like blood thinners or whatever. She's had to get a procedure done. So then she got a tube put in right here. They made a incision on like underneath her chest bone, like right above her ribs, and they sucked in a tube, and they vacuumed out all the fluid, and they kept the tube in for 3 or 4 days, maybe 4 days, to make sure they get everything out, and then everything, and they scanned her every single day. 6 fucking liters came out of this poor woman when the doctor did the initial procedure. 6 fucking liters of fluid came out of her. And then she got put on the tube which drips the rest of the fluid, filled up almost another liter. And they took the tube out, they x-rayed it, lung was back to not being partially collapsed, because it's like, it expanded back after all the fluid was drained, the fluid wasn't retaining, yada, yada. She gets to come home. You know what I mean? And she's killing it now. Poor thing, still got to do a bunch of scans and stuff. It's like almost like she's never not done with this stuff. I know she's fucking burnt out, but she's doing okay. She's a fighter. She's strong as shit. Never lost her smile in the hospital. Always cared about me and my kids and my wife, because my wife's going through some stuff as well that might require some surgery. So she always cares about other people instead of her. And, I'm not going to cry. I won't cry. I'm an emotional guy, but I'm not a good crier. I'm not going to be fucking Errol Hawani and cry on this goddamn thing. But, she's incredible. And I know everyone's going to say this about their mom, but truly, if you know my mom, if you grew up with me, she is the best of the best. She is the sweetest, most gullible, which is a good thing, kind-hearted person ever. So her going through this is absolutely terrible. It'd be terrible anybody going through it, but she's a fighter. She's kicking its ass, and I'm so proud of her. And again, thank you all the well wishes. You guys are incredible. The DMs, the comments, everything like that. It's amazing. It's amazing. And then the weekend before that, which I didn't get to talk about, which I'm not going to talk too much about it now, but my Bengals are 0-2. Izzy lost to Sean Strickland. What world are you going to? I think next week when we don't have a UFC, there's some fights that get announced. You got Yuri versus Polton. You got Pantoja versus, there's a lot of Pantoja versus Brandon Raw Dog Royval. I mean, there's a lot of fights that got announced. And I'm gonna go everything I missed for a week recap wise. I'm gonna do a big show next week and just get it all out. But Izzy losing to Sean Strickland, unreal. New logo. My guy Justin did the first logo, has done several of my logos. Average Joe Art on Instagram. Go give him a follow. He was doing all the Anakin Flooring. He is still doing all the Anakin Flooring, Mortal Kombat stuff, Arnold Allen stuff. I loved his artwork. Reached out to him because he had drawn me for some of the new merch coming out with the Anakin Flooring stuff. And I was like, here's some ideas. And he's running with it. So the new logo, new artwork's coming soon. You know, I made this fucking thing. You see this thing right here? I made that dumbass thing, but shirt fits, so we're gonna do it. But we got a professional, Justin's, you know, not a professional artist, but his stuff is amazing. But Average Joe Art, I'm very excited to work with him. So look for the new logo, new art coming soon. And the final thing before we get to the fight, so we're at 10 minutes. I thought it was gonna be 15. We're doing good. The boxing robot update. Gotta talk about this thing. So it was about 2 weeks ago. I want to talk about it. I went live with Christian and Timbo, and then I didn't do a show last week, so now I'm talking about it here. So I got a lot of comments when I talked about this thing. They're going, "Hey, BP, be careful about getting scammed out there, man. A lot of scammers out there. Be careful." And I took that to heart. Obviously, this company's legit, Strike USA. I don't think they're scamming me. I just think, you know, patience isn't my strong suit. I've admitted it before. I am not the best customer. Okay. I'm impatient. I'm this and that. I ordered this thing on July 3rd. They told me end of July. Then they moved it to end of August. Then they moved it to mid-September. Then they moved it to, you know. So anyway, so I hit them up, email in August. No one responded. DM me finally. I DM'd them. They DM me back. And I think it was the owner of the company goes, "Hey, I'm in Thailand or Taiwan right now. We're getting parts. We're looking at mid-September release, the ship to you. But what's your order number?" And I gave my order number. He's like, we might be able to ship you one if we can get one of these done. You'll be the first to go out. I said, "Thank you, man. I appreciate that." So 2 weeks ago, you know, today's September 21st. So 2 weeks ago, so you're looking at September 7th-ish, right around that time. I get an email from the company going, "Hey, our founder is in Taiwan, finished finalizing parts, blah, blah, blah," with the same thing I was told before. "We're now pushing this back to October." So that is the fourth date they have pushed on me. You got end of July, you got end of August, and then beginning of September, which is the guy DM me said, and then now mid-September, which is what they said. Now we're looking at end of August. So I'm like, all right. So I email them back. I say I want my money back. As much as I want this boxing robot, it's $700 sitting out there. Not to mention, since I've ordered it, they fucking cut the price by like $250. They had a couple sales on it for like going for like $250 off what I paid for it. And I explained that in my email. And I get emailed right back, clap back, going, "Hey, we told you mid-December in the DMs. It's not mid-December, is it? But we'll be happy to refund your money." Now, listen, I don't want to refund a chargeback. I don't want to charge back a small company. I know that's a hassle for them. I know it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to do that. I also don't want my $700 sitting out there and I ain't got a fucking boxing robot. You know what I mean? So I hit him back with the receipts. "Actually, you said you can send it to me if you get it done in time in the beginning, maybe before February ends." Took my order number down and everything, right? If you wouldn't have said that, we're cool. But you said that, right? And here's the proof. Here's the screenshot. You also can't expect people just to keep, phone need to be on silent. You can't expect people just to be happy with paying this money and then it never getting shipped to them, right? I understand you're having production issues. That's not the consumer's fault. It is what it is. So they clap back. They're like, "Listen, you must have misheard us in the original email. We're going to ship these by the end of September. You'll have it first week of October." And then they resent because it was a mass email they sent to all the pre-order holders. They sent a mass email correcting what they originally said because they probably got some shit by more than one person. So I said, "Okay, so I'll give you to the second week of October. If I don't hear any more updates or any other thing, and I don't have my boxing robot in my home, then I'm going to hit a refund up." And I don't want to hit a charge back on a small business because I know that's a pain in the ass. I don't want to be an asshole, but you know, we ain't talking about $50 to $100 here. We're talking about $700, 700 shekels. I'm going to need that money back. And by the way, I want to make clear, There's a boxing grappling. It looks like a guy in a suit, and you can armbar and heel hook it and everything like that. The boxing robot's not like that. It is a thing you mount on the wall, and it's mechanicalized. And and these little sticks come down, and you move your head and you punch it or whatever like that. I don't want people to think that it's an actual fucking robot. You turn it on, he's just ready to fight you. That would be dope. Also kind of scary because I think it would come awake alive in the middle of the night and come kill me. But yeah, so that's the boxing robot open. All right. Phew. Let's do what we do, man. We got fights here, huh? Last week didn't give out official picks. Did the Anakin Florian picks. Did the Anakin Florian picks on this card as well. So go watch the Anakin Florian show, best MMA, not just the best MMA show, best podcast in the biz. I hit a 3 unit on Jack Della Milana. Thought he won the fight. That was pretty easy to score. I know I had a pretty good week, but I only picked a handful of fights. I didn't give out locks. Didn't give out parlays. We're back this week. We're back. We're giving out the picks. Got 2 parlays for you. 2 of them, bitch. 2 parlays, 3 locks, full card, green hammer. Let's go. First fight of the night. You got, I have a hell of a time pronouncing this name. You got Montserrat Rendon. I know that's not how it is. Montserrat Rendon versus Tamir Vendal. Montserrat's plus 190. Tamir is minus 230. Let's see, 225 on Vidal. Rendon is a plus 185. Rendon making UFC debut. Doesn't overwhelm me with kind of anything she does. She's pretty durable in there. She's going to be longer because Vidal is tiny, little big girl, but she cracks. So Rendon is going to want to keep the pressure on the outside. She's a Mexican fighter coming from Mexico, and they tend to be they are incredibly tough. She's going to be durable. Ground game is questionable. She's going to want to stay on the outside and pick Vidal apart, but Vidal is just a little fucking hammer, a little bulldog. She's got no neck. She stands like this and wings and hits and cracks. I'm going Vidal here. I love Vidal. Not only do I love her, it's my cinnamon. And Vidal's coming off 3 finishes, right? So maybe I need to dive into Rendon a little bit more because I thought Vidal by KO, which is what I'm going with, would be maybe plus 200-ish because of the plus 450. Yeah. Add it to my card, baby. Plus 450, Vidal by KO. She's coming off 3 finishes. She's powerful. Her to win by decision is plus 110. I don't see a submission happening, but I do see one of those happening. So pick your poison. Double chance it. What's a double chance? They should put that just like right on that page. You know what I mean? Vidal to win by KO or decision minus 165. Okay, so not as juicy. Pick a side. I'm going knockout. Send him home right off the bat. Plus 450 for Vidal. Let's go. Next up, you got Mizuki. Is that how you say her name? Mizuki Inoue. Minus 310 versus Hannah Goldie. Plus 250. So Hannah Goldie, she's got a nice little career. How do I say this without being a complete fucking dirt pig? Well, why do I care about that? I am a dirt pig. She's got a nice little career outside of the UFC, outside of fighting with some photos, right? Photos are very nice. If you're into those kind of things, I think she's married with the kids. She's not going fully naked, I don't think. Doesn't matter. Listen, if you're a hot chick, if you're a hot dude, I don't give a fuck who you are, right? You want to show a little skin. You want to get paid for it. You ain't going to get looked down on me. You know what I mean? People pay for that stuff. You're paying off your house. You're paying off your car. You're paying off your kids' fucking college tuition. Yeah, hop in a bikini. Show a little butt cheek. Fuck do I care? But she's, has something out there. She's 1-3 in the OC, right? Emily Whitmire's only win. Surprising armbar. She's coming off a Molly McCann knockout loss. And then you got Inoue here, who I think is a solid fighter. I don't know why she's this high. She's got 14-6 record, which isn't, you look at it, you're like, it doesn't blow me away, right? She's 1-1 in the UFC, losing to Amanda Lemos, which she went to a decision with, so she shows some toughness. But you look at her fights outside the UFC, and there's some decent girls on her record. A lot of weird losses. I mean, she lost to Alexa Grasso outside the UFC, Caroline Cole Cage is outside the UFC. She's got some losses, but she's starting to kind of put together. She is good on the ground. I like Inoue here. This was actually going to be might send him home. I looked at Inoue and I go, oh, she's got a lot of submissions on her record. I think she's got 9 wins by submission, but she hasn't submitted anybody or finished anybody since like 2016, 2017. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember the name. I remember the year. So I went Vidal. But let's just see for fucking shits and gigs what's Inoue by submission. Inoue by submission is plus 330. So it's less than what Vidal is. Very interesting, Vegas. I'm going Inoue. Throw a submission prop on if you want. Plus 330, 3 to 1 of your money. We like that here. We chase plus money. We love plus money. We eat it up. All right, next up, we got a heavyweight fight. And boys, we got a heavyweight fight. Jake Collier. He is, excuse me, I had to move my screen here. He's a plus 120 versus Muhammad Usman. Mo Usman, minus 142. Lines moved a little bit since I got him. Mo was minus 155. Money's coming in on Jake Collier here. So Mo Usman he's just not good. He's not. He's literally the definition of stiff. You know what I mean? Like stiff. Like everything's pushed. Not the best athlete. Not the best wrestler. He works hard, which got him through his Junior Tafa fight because he got hurt in that fight. Like every time Tafa hurt him or hit him, it hurt him. And he works hard. His cardio is much improved. Then you got Jake Collier, who middleweight, light heavyweight. Now he's a heavyweight. A little loose in the gut, but he was finding some success too. Even though he is coming off some ugly losses, he was finding success. You look at him; he debuted his heavyweight frame, I should say, against Tom Aspinall, got blitzed out of there, and has really kind of won one, lost one, whatever. He's not an elite heavyweight by any means, but I think he's suitable. I think Muhammad Usman, the only way he wins here is if he take Collier down. He could land a big shot, but if you're anything on the feet, you're not going to get hit by Mo Usman. It's just stiff. It's I mean, it's so stiff and pushy. Jake Collier does flow a little bit. He's got a good check left hook. I'm going Collier here at plus 120. Heavyweights scare me. I'm not doing the over. The over under 2.5 is minus 110 for the under, minus 120 for the over. Ain't touching that. Ain't touching the green hammer for that because I've learned my mistake. But give me Jake Collier here, plus 120. I think he could decision Usman, possibly even finish Usman. But that's going to be a tough task. I don't think Collier has the biggest pop in his hands. I think he's more of an accumulation guy. But give me Jake Collier at plus 120. But this is also a fight where Mo Usman could just shine, right? They're playing him safe. He's got the Usman name, Ultimate Fighter winner. They're giving him the right matchups. And he might just go out there and just decision win this again because, that's what Mo Usman does. All right, next up, Jacob Malkoun, minus 535. Hefty. Versus Cody Brundage, plus 400. Excuse me. Listen, is it because I've taken a week off? Have I become a square better? Probably.
This is my moral life, team. This is it.
Jacob Malkoun, great wrestler, great cardio, stand-up, work in progress. Cody Brundage has shown improvements in his stand-up, but man,
it ain't got no gas in it.
He ain't got no gas in it. He fades quite a bit when he is not the hammer. He is not a great nail. Fades. Give me Jacob Malkoun, probably by decision. There could be some kind of TKO because Malkoun is cardio is freakish, grappling very good. So Jacob Malkoun by knockout is plus 250, by submission plus 300. He could hit both those. That might be a game time decision for me. That might be a fight night. How's my gut feeling decision? There could be, just because Cody's gas tank is not great, there could be a fucking opportunity there. Keep an eye on that one, boys. All right, next up, Tim Means business, baby. Plus 145 versus Andre Fialho, minus 175. We got a banger here. These boys like the bang. And if you know, because I don't want to steal Dana White's thing, but if you're looking at DraftKings and you're wondering, man, BP's putting the podcast out late this week. It's Thursday night. I'm listening to this, maybe Friday morning. I wonder what his green hammer is going to be. And you take a look at DraftKings and you see that 1.5 on this fight. You pull out the green hammer, bitch. You pull it out. I was bored, right? Worrying about my mother and everything. So college football season is in full effect. Ohio State Buckeyes. Not a fan of Ohio State Buckeyes, but they get Buckeyes put on their helmet when they do a good play. So I decided to put little W's on all the victims that I fucking smashed. There's 14 of them there. We're going to build this thing up till it's unrecognizable. That's how many green hammers we're going to smash. I should already put a W on because over 1.5 minus 150, under 1.5 plus 120. Let me tell you a little story. I was writing in my little green book because I'm an old fucking man. I keep everything written down. I use papers, everything like that. I was writing in my green little book and I wanted to take the over. So I'm writing down green hammer means Fiaho, and I want to write over 1.5 minus 150. That's what I want to take for the green hammer. I wrote under. I was like, and I went to go, I'm using marker here. I went to go scratch it out and it wouldn't let me. Lightning struck me. Fucking dick got hard. I went, the under. The under's the play. I don't know what to explain. And I think these guys are going to knock each other around. Someone's going to get put out. I don't have the best read on the fight. I'm taking Andre Fialho. A little bit younger, better boxing. Both these guys' chins are trash. Tim Means 10 years ago would win this fight easily because he fucking, you couldn't put him down with a green hammer. But green hammer under 1.5 plus 120. Woo! That's like 3 or 4 plus props I'm giving you. I love that. Lightning struck me. I don't know what it was, man. It wouldn't let me correct it. I'm fucking trying to write it. Wouldn't let me correct it to the over. We're going under here, babe. We're going under. It's plus money. Let's go. These two dudes are gonna bang it out, and I can't wait for it. All right, next up, Miles Johns plus 154 versus Dan Argueta minus 185. So this is the most popular bet of the week, is what I'm seeing on MMA Twitter. A lot of people like Argueta here at minus 185. I get it. Good wrestler, grappling okay. Has showed up on short notice and has done okay. Miles Johns also a pretty good grappler, a little bit better UFC experience. Has more power in the right hand. I'm going to go Argueta. I think he is a better athlete. I think he's a little more polished in the grappling, and I think he knows what he wants to do. I think Miles Johns, sometimes when he goes out there, he's looking for the right hand the entire time, forgets about his wrestling, or wrestles and forgets about his right hand. I don't see him putting it together. I think Argueta puts it together better. Did that all rhyme? Am I a rapper now? That was fucking pretty cool, was it? Was it not? No, it wasn't. Give me Argueta. I don't have a strong lean on this fight. I know other people do, but minus 185, decent low number for a guy that is pretty athletic. The over 2.5, minus 175. I like that as well. Don't see a finish happening on either of these guys. Miles Johns could catch him with the right hand, but I think Argueta is too fast, too quick, and too explosive for that to happen. So I don't see a finish happening. So I like the over as well, minus 175. Minus 185, Dan Argueta is the official pick, but I don't have like the best lean on it, boys. Not the best lean. Next up, Charles Jourdain. I like saying his name, like Charles Jourdain. I mixed it up a little bit. I give it a little New Orleans on it, even though he's French-Canadian. I don't know why I do that. Well, I guess New Orleans has a little French influence. Minus 142 versus Ricardo Ramos, plus 120. This is a good fight. I think most people should pick Ramos here. Here's why I'm different. I'm telling you to pick Ramos. Plus 120, gorgeous plus number. He's been looking good. He's finding his rhythm here. He's getting some finishes out there. The spinning shit's all working for him, right? I just don't love his overall game. I think Jourdain, if he's on, I don't want to play the fence like some of these other cappers and give you 10 different outcomes and then go on Twitter and be like, I was right. Jourdain's got to be on to win this fight. That's why I'm telling you to bet Ramos. I'm picking Jourdain. He's not touching a parlay. He's not touching anything on me. Probably not going to bet this fight, but probably will because I think it's kicking off the main card, right? And I'll be all excited, so I'll probably play it. I like Jourdain by decision here. The over 2.5 is plus 100. I like that. Jourdain, durable guy. Ramos can be finished, but Jourdain doesn't have the biggest power in the world. Jourdain does have decent grappling. I think Ramos is going to want to mix in some grappling here. Ramos, he's an okay wrestler. He's an explosive wrestler. He's your typical Brazilian wrestler who'll explode to a double leg on maybe like a counter shot or body lock takedown, similar to what Charles Oliveira does. They're very, very strong in that position. Brazilian fighters are. But Jordan does not have great takedown defense, but I do think his jiu-jitsu is pretty good. He's got a good guillotine. Probably work back to his feet. If he keeps giving up those takedowns, that's where we're at a problem here. Good live betting spot, in my opinion. But on the feet, I think they're pretty even. And I think Jordan's just a little bit cleaner. He's going to be at a severe speed disadvantage in that first round. First round is going to be a little hairy, right? Maybe load. After the first round, I see Jordan maybe being even the plus money situation there if Ramos comes out aggressive. I like Jordan in this spot. I like the live bet spot here. I just think Jordan, once that speed goes away, the technique's going to shine through, and he's clean on the feet, and he's constantly getting better. He's a young fighter. Again, I'm a little worried about the takedowns, but we'll get through it, and give me Jordan, though. But I'm not running to the window to bet that, boys. Ain't running to the window to bet that. All right, next up, Brian Battle, minus 185 versus AJ Fletcher, plus 154. So AJ Fletcher, his arms are this big, right? That's his arm right there. You know what I mean? It's from my elbow up to my hand. The guy's got tiny little arms. Powerful. You think he's going to wrestle. He doesn't. He desperately needs to wrestle Brian Battle here. I was thinking about taking AJ Fletcher at plus money. Not going to do it. Going Brian Battle. Ken Flo broke this down pretty good on the Anakin Florian. Convinced me to really kind of load up on Brian Battle. So that's what I'm going to do. I think he's getting tremendously better. I think his cardio is on point. Big power. AJ Fletcher likes to stand up and bang a little bit. Likes to dive in with those shots. Will mix in wrestling when he can. Look at Brian Battle with the Renat Fakhretdinov fight. He got tossed on his fucking head, right? He learned from that. Renat Fakhretdinov is a stud. AJ Fletcher is not Renat Fakhretdinov. It's AJ Fletcher wrestles. Those beach muscles, those little tiny T-Rex arm muscles are going to just completely gas out. Battle wins. I like Battle here. Maybe a late second to third round finish. Maybe we'll have to get into the weeds on that on Saturday. All right, so Brian Battle by KO is plus 400, right? By submission minus plus 300, which is, I don't know about submission. Maybe, I don't know. Decision plus 225. So if you're looking at round props, right? Brian Battle to win in round 2 plus 550, right? Brian Battle to win round 3 plus 1,000. Man, I kind of like that round 3 there. You know, we got, yeah, I do. I like the round 3 here. Brian Battle to win KO in round 3 plus 2,000. KO round 2 plus 1,200. So we're looking at some good odds there. It's a long shot. I ain't telling you to load up on it, but sprinkle, baby. Put a little sprinkle on that ice cream cone. You know what I mean? You're getting a lot. You know, AJ Fletcher again. Durable guy, has shown to be tough, but cardio. You know, some Matt Selsberger and Angelusa both couldn't get him out of there. Now I'm doubled. Now fuck that. Sprinkle it on the cone. All right, next up. Minati. Everyone loves the way I say it. Minati. 16-3. I don't know why I said a record. I haven't said anyone else's record. Minus 310 versus Michelle Waterson Gomez. Karate Hottie. Let's see if this line has stayed steady. Where we at here? BP. I don't know why I keep calling myself BP. Minus 310 plus 250. So we're at where we're at, right? I said this in Nick Florian, and I think this is true. Listen, I'm going Rodriguez here. I not in love with the pick, but I kind of am. I think, you know, Rodriguez is a little bit older. So I don't know if her best days are in front of her anymore, but she's beat Karate Hottie before. And Karate Hottie, though, has really just dove into like, all right, this is a war. I want to get into a fucking war, right? It's none of this pretty karate girl shit anymore. She's a fucking fighter, man. She gets in there and gets nasty when she needs to. And she's tough, right? You ain't putting her out. You ain't knocking her out. You might knock her down. She gets back up. She gets the sick shit kicked out of her 5 rounds. She's still there. She's fucking tough. She's not just this pretty girl that they hyped up, you know, years ago. She's constantly always fighting up. She should be at 105. Those days are long gone now because she's getting older as well. But a rematch you didn't think you needed. I think Marina's going to kind of do the same thing, stay on the outside, pick her apart with the boxing. I think Karate Hottie's, Michelle Waterson, she's going to have to take her down. She's going to have to mix everything up. She's going to have to land a good strike on Rodriguez, whose chin is maybe a little questionable at this point. She has been stumbled and rocked. She's coming off 2 losses. There is value on Waterson for sure. I'm going to go Mina Rodriguez because I like saying her name, and I just think she outpoints her over 2.5 minus 375. I think that's where it's going as well. But, you're not getting the bang for your buck. You might as well take Rodriguez money line. Parlay piece for those guys out there that love her. I don't know if I love her, but I'm taking Mina Rodriguez. Good fight. I like that fight. Next up, co-main event, Bryce Mitchell, minus 205 versus Dan Ige, plus 170. So, if you've seen the Anakin Florian, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this line. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting punked, right? Bryce Mitchell, I know you can't judge him off the Ilir Topuria fight because he was sick. Topuria is an absolute fucking G. We get it, right? Losing to Topuria while you're sick, there's nothing about it. But after being sick, after getting dominated, it's never been dominated like that before. After losing that, then you're looking at a back injury that pulled you out of a fight, right? He says his back acts up all the time. What if it acts up on fight night, right? We're doing what ifs now. Then he's got some lady drama. His ex-girlfriend's killing his fruit trees, and there's a video of him punching out the window trying to get his dog back. That weighs heavy on you, man. That's a lot of shit on your mind. And he said he took the Topuria fight because he didn't have money. He had to take it for some money. That's why he took it sick. Who knows if he's taking this one or not? He thinks he matches up well with Danny Ige. Danny Ige, career 56% takedown defense. That's what Bryce Mitchell has to do. He has to take this fight to the ground. But if you look at Bryce Mitchell's record, where he went on his run, the Arkansas strong run, became mega famous, became everyone's favorite. I like the guy. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea. He's got some opinions and thoughts out there, which whatever, but a guy that I think is probably a good person, more than likely a fun dude to be around, and it is a good fighter, right? He's a good fighter. But look, he beat Tyler Diamond on Ultimate Fighter finale majority. Tyler Diamond doesn't have a win in the UFC. He's fighting over in Bellator or PFL or Bellator. Is it PFL? I think it's PFL. Bobby Moffitt went 1-3. Excuse me. Let me get my facts here. Bobby Moffitt went 0-2 in the UFC. No diss to Bobby Moffitt. He's won some fights. He beat Jason Knight outside the UFC. He beat a guy named Charles Cheeks III, Chuck Cheeks III. You know what I mean? He's out there getting wins. He'll probably be back in the UFC. But when he was in the UFC, he went 0-2. His only finish is over Matt Sales, who went 1-3 in the promotion. He twisted Matt Sales. Dominic Cruz guy, not very good. Charles Rosa. We all know Charles Rosa. Boston guy, Boston strong, right? 5-8 UFC, closest career out with 3 straight losses, right? Didn't finish him, couldn't finish him. Then you get Andre Feely, where he landed 9 takedowns. 9! I don't know why I said it that way. 9 takedowns over Andre Feely. If you watch the fight, which I did, it was very competitive, albeit those takedowns. Bryce Mitchell just muscled him to the ground. A lot of times, Feely got back up. Bryce's top pressure is good, but his submissions are lacking. His ground and pound is just okay. The Edson Barboza fight, Edson is known to get taken down several times. Bad matchup. However, he did drop Edson, which I loved. Dropped Edson Barboza, showed some hands, but primarily his hands are a work in progress. Then you got Ilir Topuria, which he ran into, but a lot of canceled fights in here, right? Movsar Evloev twice, Jonathan Pierce. Canceled fights are starting to add up. Then you got Dan fucking Ige. This guy's constantly getting better too. Prime of his life, 32 years old, coming off a Nate the Train performance. And, I'm being subjective here when I say Nate the Train might be the best fighter in the UFC.
Hey, Nate the Train, baby.
He might be the best fighter in the UFC. And Dan Ige styled on him, right? The stance switches. Didn't know what was coming. Drop fucking Nate Landwehr like 10 times. Stuffed his takedowns. Before that, knocked out Damon Jackson. Lost 3 in a row. Lost to Chan Sung Jung. Thought he should have won that fight. Lost to Josh Emmett. Very close fight. Lost to Movsar Evloev, who took him down 9 times. And that's where we're getting the 56% takedown defense. Dan Ige is tough to take down. His stand-up is really good. His power is good. His chin is good. His cardio is elite. I don't know what Bryce is going to do. Could Bryce take him down and lay on him for 3 rounds? Possibly. I don't know if that's going to happen. It was plus 140 when I bet it. I've already bet this fight. Pre-fight bet, baby. I went 1.5 units on the pre-fight. Since it's going up to 70, plus 170, I added another half unit. I think I'm missing something. I feel like I'm getting, this seems like a layup here. I just think Danny Ige is that much better of a fighter right now. Bryce Mitchell's 28 years old. He's got a lot going on outside. He's mega popular, but I just think Dan Ige is the better fighter everywhere here. And you're giving me plus 170. And I think Dan Ige had a career performance over Nate Landwehr, and I think he's getting better. That gym in Vegas is hot right now. Give me Dan Ige, baby. Dog locked them up, too.
Okay, this is Dog.
I can't see it any other way. I feel like I'm getting punked. I truly do. And we'll find out. I'm so curious about this fucking fight now because, you know, I'm an expert. I'm an expert at this. I'll say expert at fighting or breaking down fights or whatever. I use the expert word. Fuck it, I'm an expert, right? I ain't taking it back. God damn it. And I just don't see how this fight can go any other way besides Dan Ige. I don't know. We'll see. Main event time. Rafael Fiziev, minus 160 for Misjush. They made me pronounce this in Anakin Florian, and I butchered it. Menchush Gamrot. Fiziev is minus 155. Gamrot is plus 130. Banger of fight. Man, I've been flip-flopping on this like a goddamn fish out of water. You know, you know what I mean? You know how the old saying goes. Gamrot's got the wrestling advantage. Gamrot's got the cardio advantage. But Fiziev, we haven't really seen him wrestle. Cardio failed him a little bit in the Gaethje fight. I would say in the third round, he lost a little bit of steam. He was getting hit a lot. His legs getting kicked out. Bobby Green fight, they definitely went away. But in the Rafael Dos Anjos fight, he won by fifth round knockout. Brad Riddell fight, he looked great. Voice cracked. Oops. Going through puberty stuff, 37. And he looks to be he's always in great shape, but he looks to be in phenomenal shape to go 5 rounds. Mateusz Gamrot shoots and shoots and shoots and shoots. Stand up a little bit, shoots. He's got a good chin. He's got good cardio. He's got good durability. He's got good submissions on the ground. I'm worried. I'm going Fiziev here. I put a couple extra units on the Anakin Florian. Have not bet this fight, but he's a slime ball candidate, which we'll get to. And I'm nervous. I am nervous. I keep flip-flopping like a goddamn fish. Second time I said that joke, doubled down on it. Horrible by me. Brain is melting, you know, whatever. Anyway, I like Fiziev. I think his stand-up is crispy, clean, shiny, polished. And I think, you know, as long as he can stop that pressure and those repeated shots from Gamrot, and Gamrot walk into something like a knee, an elbow, we got a good shot here. Fiziev, the one thing that's going to work for him in this fight, which I said on the Anakin Florian, the one complaint I have of Fiziev, and again, this is a fathead guy coming from Cincinnati. What the fuck do I know? But he does come from a long line of kickboxing, long line of Muay Thai, and there's that rhythm those guys got. MMA, you got to be a little more flowy. But the rhythm that he has, it's more of a slow pace rhythm, and he's deadly accurate, will actually do well against the Gamrot because he's not going to be rushing his shots while Gamrot rushes his shot. Gamrot's durable, though, man. He's got a chin on him. He took some big shots by Benny Dariush. He's got big power. And he got put down, but he got back up. 5 rounds is going to be interesting. Scorecards are going to be interesting. Give me Fiziev. I'm not diving in the prop pool. This is a main event that I am dying to see. High level MMA where you got striker versus grappler. And lately, boys, the strikers have been winning. If you're yawning the Greek and you're following trends and patterns, the strikers have been beating the grapplers. That usually wasn't always the case. So either you go, hey, Gamrot, time to load up on the grapplers, or go Fiziev. I like Fiziev here. That's it. That's a show. So recap. Dog lock, Dan Ige. Mortal lock, Jacob Malkoon. Send him home to Miras, the doll. That's like a plus 450 knockout too. Got to bet that right when I get off here. All right. Green Hammer under. The under lightning fucking strike, baby. Tim Means versus Andre Fieldhouse under 1.5 plus 120. 2 parlays. I'm going to give you the BP knows chicks parlay. We know chicks, babe. We know chicks. Some would say since I've given this parlay out before and it lost, I'm 0-1 and I, in fact, don't know chicks. How dare you say that? How fucking dare you? BP knows chicks. Betting all the chicks in the card. Vidal, Inoue, Rodriguez. You're giving me plus 150 for the chicks parlay. Again, Vidal, Inoue, Rodriguez, plus 150 chicks parlay. Book it. Now the slime. The slime diggity dog, baby. Slime ball parlay. Here we go. Rafael Fiziev. Brian Battle, Jacob Malkoon. I'm nervous as fuck about that. There's some spots I wasn't confident in, and those are the three guys I'm like, if I had to bet, these are it. This was a very, very tough slime ball card to pick, to make. I did it. It's plus 205. I hate it. Forget I said it. Now remember it. I'm back on it. Slime ball parlay plus 205. All right, that's it. That's the show. 45 minutes, a little longer than normal. I went all gabby in the beginning. Maybe we could have cut that down to a tight 30 or 40. Again, massive thank you to everyone that is sub, that is following me, well wishes, that watch this show, baby. I just warms my heart. Old sappy BP just warmed my heart. You guys are the absolute fucking best. Brian Peter MMA on all social medias, baby. Let's go. Give me a follow. Hit the like and subscribe button. Am I doing that right? And yeah, let's have a fucking weekend, huh? Last weekend, we got a week off, and then the home stretch is fucking tits, boys. It's tits.